So we go with interactive ALV. See, already we discussed about the interactive report. So that interactive report we have achieved with the traditional way. Traditional means everything we have managed explicitly. So don't confuse. Traditional is something, whatever the logic which you want to achieve, you need to write the explicit code for that. But if you go with the ALV, you will get the default, many advanced and the default features with the same set of code. You no need to write the extra set of code. That is the meaning, the difference between traditional and the ALV. Traditional is in the sense you don't get much features and you don't get that graphical, the beautification part during the traditional way. Everything we need to manage explicitly. But during the ALV case, you'll get the mini default features by calling that functional. Even the view, the graphics, the beautification wise, you can feel the difference. That is the difference between the traditional and the ALV. So don't confuse. So whatever the ALV interactive we have achieved, that interactive we have achieved by using the traditional way. So that interactive report, we can also call it as drill down reporting. So in the interview, if they ask you what is the interactive or what is the drill down, both are same. Nothing but we are going to generate the output in sequence of list. So whenever we execute the selection screen, we supposed to get the output list. In that output list, you do have some set of data, set of columns. Now, if I double click on any of the data, the system is going to call the next screen. In that screen, you do have the again different set of data. Now here we have taken the example, right? Now this is my selection screen. Whenever we provide the input, we're supposed to get the first list. As per the example which we discussed during the traditional interactive, that is a part of vendor-wise PO report. Now, when we provide the input, now, so this is the report we have generated. So this is our selection screen. If I provide the input and if I click on execute, I'm getting the first list. Now, if I double click on any of the vendor, you can double click on any vendor. So I'm getting the next screen. The system is calling the next screen in a sequence. In that, again, you do have the different set of data. Now, again, if I double click on any of the data, again, it's going to call the third screen. Again, in that, you do have the different set of data. Likewise, you can generate the output in sequence of list, nothing but the interactive. You can ask me in a sequence, how many lists we can generate? 21. That is a limit. You cannot have the 22nd list in a sequence. If you're trying to generate so, you will get the dump or the runtime error. And the reason behind that runtime error is list limit exit. So these are the very important point in the interview perspective. So whatever the 21 list we do have in a sequence, among them the first one is a basic list, remaining 20 are the secondary or interactive list. So how did we achieve the interactive? So while working with the interactive, three things are mandatory, and without that, we cannot generate the interactive. One, the event called at line selection that will trigger whenever user interact with the list. So the requirement is what? Whenever we double click on the list, any list or any data in that list, it's supposed to call the next screen. So that list interaction, of course, you're going to double click on that output, the screen. That interaction will be identified by using the at line selection. Exactly on which list you have double clicked on, that we will know by using the system variable called SciLSInd. So whenever you double click on the list, that list number will be written by using the SciLSInd. Now in that list, what data you have double clicked on, that we will get to know by using the hide. So hide is a keyword. So during the traditional way of interactive report, one event called at-line selection, one keyword called hide, and one system variable called SciLSInd. These are the three mandatory. And without these three, we cannot achieve the interactive. Now the same concept, same interactive report, we will achieve by using the ALV. Concept is remain same. The output will be generated in sequence of list. There will be 21 list in a sequence, only 21 list in a sequence. Among them, the first list is a basic list, remaining 20 are the secondary list. But only the difference is that the traditional interactive we have achieved by using three mandatory things like event called at-line selection, keyword called hide, and a system variable called SciLSInd. But here we are going to achieve by using the ALV and a syntax for this. Syntax for this. form, event or subroutine name, using UCOM like SciUCOM, cell type, slice underscore cell field, and your the logic related to the interactive. So this syntax is equivalent to your outline selection, hide, and the silence handling. So all three things we are going to achieve by using this syntax. So the logic for secondary list. Now whatever the secondary list you want to generate, so that secondary list logic you are going to write between this form and form. Now in during the traditional way, after the outline selection, whatever the logic you have written, can you see this outline selection, get secondary list? After that, whatever the logic you have written, case, ILS, Andy, when 1, when 2, when 3, whatever the logic you have written, so this logic you need to write under this form and form. So in short, this is equivalent to outline selection, hide, and the silence handy. So instead of outline selection, hide, and the silence handy, in the interactive, we are going to use this syntax. This syntax is standard. This is not mine one. This is the standard given by the SAP. So you need to create the form. Now you can ask me, sir, where is the perform then? That we will discuss. The form, the subroutine name or the event name. So with the using, as we already know, we are with the using, we are going to pass the parameter. So during the interactive case, whatever the form and form you are creating, they should be having the two using parameter. One with a variable with the type SciUCOM. Already you know about this SciUCOM system variable. What SciUCOM is going to do? It will return the FCT code. Whenever we user interact with the push button, it will return the FCT code. So one parameter is based on the SciUCOM and one parameter is based on the slice underscore cell field. This is one of the standard structure given by the SAP. I will come to this point. Now, as a part of this interactive ALV, we will go with the example. So, as a part of traditional interactive, we discussed on vendor-wise PO report. Now, we will take a different example. So, as a part of interactive ALV, here I will show you customer-wise sales order report. So, as a part of requirement, we will go with the input S underscore Kunnar. Then VBELN. Then ERDAT. ERDAT. So this is my selection screen. And based on the input, there will be my output. Like whenever user provide the input, he's supposed to get the first list. This is my first list. In that, I do have customer number, country, name 1, ORT01, PSTSZ, And if you want, you can take other fields as well. I'm taking a random field. So let's assume in that we do have the data 1000, 1001, 2, and somewhat 3. Now, whenever user double click on any of the customer, whenever user double click on any of the customer, he is supposed to get the next list. So that is a part of sales order header data. Weblin, Iridat, Network, WAERK. Now in that we do have the data 4167, 9203. See, whenever user double click on any of the data in the first list, nothing but the customer special I'm talking about, I supposed to get the next list. I supposed to get the next list. So this is a part of your KNA1 and this is a part of VPAK. Now in the second list, you do have only those sales order which you have for that customer which you have double click on a first list. Now these are the sales order belongs to the same customer called 1000 which you have double click on a first list. Now again, if you double click on any of the sales order, now I'm going to double click on this, let's assume, or you're going to double click on this 6205, let's assume, then I supposed to get the third list. So in that we do have Posner, Matner, MAKTX, KWMANG, VRKME, and the netper or network. You do have both, you can take anything. I'm just taking a random field. So this is my third list. Whenever user double click on any of the sales document number, so this is my sales list. So this is a part of your VBAP. Now in that you do have the line item like maybe 10, 20, 30, so on. The material numbers are M1, M2, M3, so on, right? Now again, whenever user double click on any of the material number, it should switch to MM02. Same concept is remains same. Only the difference is approach. There we do with some traditional way by using some event. Here we are going with a different way. As per the example which we discussed in the previous one, the classical ALV, like output, whenever we go with the ALV, the output will be generated in the tabular format. When your output is being generated in the tabular format, so you need to maintain the two things. One with the field heading, and that field heading we can call it as a field catalog, and the data, metadata, or you can say the raw data. Either you can call it as a meta or raw data. So you need to manage the field catalog, you manage the data. The example we discussed in the previous one, how did we achieve the field catalog? By passing the structure and that structure we have created in SE11. However, we need to create the structure because the output which we wanted to generate, the output list. See, based on this output list, first we need to create the structure. Based on that, we need to create the internal table. So it means, however, we need to create the structure, but structure we supposed to create in SC38. But the SC38 structure cannot be reused during the ALV case to manage the field catalog. So your structure must be in an S11. So what we will do is, first we will create the structure in S11 for all three lists. So I will go with something like KN1 underscore S, that is a part of first list. Go with the create structure. So I can say first list customer master. This is my first list. So in that the fields are Kunnar, land 1, name 1, ORT01, PSTLZ, Stras. Okay, just save. Now if you want to go it with the package, it's up to you. Otherwise you can go with the local object. So let's assume I'm going to save in a package. Save. Now again, by default you will find the TR, but this TR is not belongs to you. Maybe, but for the different requirement. This was your different requirement. Now you're working with a different requirement. So that must be saved in a different TR. Don't use the same TR. It will be a mess. So I'm saying customer wise, sales order. See, it has generated the TR 126. Enter. Now activate. You know, while activating the structure or while activating the database table, you get the warning continuously. So warning is, warning occurred during activation. Do you want to display the log? If I go with yes, the warning is related to this one. If you're finding in green color, that is a some success one. Error red color, warning in yellow color. So warning is enhancement category for the table is missing, enhancement category for the include or subtype is missing. So this is something different reason. We will discuss this separately. Similarly, the first structure is activated. We will create the second structure that is a part of your VBAK. Go with create structure. I can say second list sales order header. Weblin, Weblin VA, Errorad, Errorad, Network, Network AK, WAERK, WAERK. Okay, same TR, same TR. Do not create the separate TR, same TR. Now I can go with the currency and quantity fields. So here I will provide VBAK, WAERK. Again, warning, you can just ignore. You can just ignore the warning. Okay. Now similarly, I'm going to create the third structure. Create structure. I can say third list. You can provide anything. It's up to you. Sales order item. See, sometimes you're getting this non-editable screen. Sometimes you will get this non-editable screen. Simply what you can do, just save, go back, again come back. So this is a part of Postner, nothing but the item number, Matner, material number, MAKTX, material description, KWMENG, quantity, then comes with VRKME, then comes with net per, and the network. First, let me check either we do have both. So we do have, if I go with the SC11, if I go with the VBAP, we do have the network. We also have the network as well. Okay, so we'll take network as well, and I will take currency field as well. Can you see this? We do have the WAERK. I will take this one as well. Go to currency and quantity. So this one VBAP VRKME, and this is with VBAP WAERK VBAP WAERK. Now if I go with this currency and quantity, can you see? Same thing I have provided. And for this KWMNG, can you see? VRKMA. That is what I have provided. Save and activate. Sometimes, whenever you want to create the internal table based on the structure, we use a keyword called IT type table of and the structure name. But in certain situation, type table of will not be supported. So we need to create the table type. We need to create the table type. So table type can be created in SC38. The table type can be created in SC3011, sorry, SC38 and the SC3011. Both we can create. So we'll create in a SC38. So now I will go with, so I'm providing customer SO report. Go with the create. So this is a report for customer wise sales order. Executable should be saved. I'm providing the package and this is a TR number. Same TR. Do not create the separate TR. Now very first you need to create the to include. Make sure that 90% of remains same name. It should be matchable with your main program. So include, I will go with the top, and the second include I will go with the F01. You know what my current client naming convention is? So what he will ask, whatever the blue color keyword you do have, after that provide the colon and take the data to the next line with the 2 space, 1 2. So this is the format of my client. They always ask me do in this way. Okay, it doesn't mean that you should also do in this way, but it would be better if you go with this approach. See, whatever the activity you're doing, along with that activity, you should be passionate toward the things, and the professionalism is very important. Whatever the task you're doing with very passionately and with professionalism, that results are totally different. Okay, again I'm letting you know, don't do the things just a shake of just I want to build a career, I want to earn something. No, ultimately the money will comes to you. You don't need to run behind that, but be passionate toward the things and have some professionalism. Do not work for anyone. So you should have your own ethics. You should be very like, you should be genuine to your the things which you are doing, right? So that is a part of data object and selection screen, and this is a part of your subroutine. See, now I'm going to create include program. Save. Okay, now very first I'm going to declare the variables. See, I'm taking 2 space GB Kunnar, type Kunnar, GV Weblin, type Weblin VA, GV Eredat, type Eredat. Then we go with the selection screen. Begin of block B1 with frame, title, text hyphen, 000. Then we do have select option S underscore. Kunnar for GV Kunnar, Veblen for GV Veblen, Eridat for GV Eridat. Selection screen is going to be end of block B1. Then now I'm going to create the three internal table. If you want, you can first create the table type and you can create the internal table. So types tt underscore somewhat kn1 type table of your structure which you have created in SA11. This is a part of your KNA1. So this is a part of your VBAK, VBAP. See, you are creating the table type. So here we have done with the types. Typing means with that either you can create the structure or table type, but it never holds the data. So why we are creating the table type? In certain situation, type table of, suppose whenever you want to create the internal table based on the structure, we use the type table of, but type table of will not be supported in certain situations. So we need to create the table type. So before that, you must have the structure. Either you can create the structure in SC38 or SC11, both is same. Even table type you can create in SC38 also, SC11 also. Again, both are same. Now, based on these table type, we are going to create the internal table. So we can say IT underscore KNA1 type TT underscore KNA1 VBAK VBAP. Then this is how we can do it. And whatever the table type or internal table we supposed to declare by using the keyword type table of, it is a very generic way. You know, what are the types of database table? We do have three: transparent, cluster, and pool. These are the part of types of database table. Similarly, we do have the types of internal table also. See, if you want to create the internal table based on the structure, if you want to create the internal table based on the structure, then this would be your statement. Internal table, type table of structure name. So declaring the internal table with the keyword type table of, it is a very generic way. Again, we do have the types of internal table also. So we do have three types of internal table: standard, sorted, and the hashed. We will discuss this separately. In real time, you should not declare any internal table with this generic way. Generic way. You know, when you go to the doctor, if you're feeling sick, then what they will give? They will give the generic. In India, we prefer the generic medicine only because patent and the antibiotic are costlier, but they will help you to fight it stronger. That is the reason. So normal generic medicine will give the booster, but if you go with the generic medicine, it will give the double booster, something like turbo. If you are like a fan of the car game, you do have the turbo option, means it will run faster, right? Turbo engine or something you might be heard about. So type table, it's a very generic way. You know, when you go to the doctor, they will give the normal medicine, but when you go after the 3 days, if it is not like, if you're not recovered, they will give the antibiotic. So type table, it's a generic way. So if you get the advanced features, the booster to your internal table, then we need to declare the internal table with the either standard, sorted, hashed based on your requirement. So in real time, do not declare this generic way. We will go it separately. First, we will discuss what are the types of internal table, and then we'll come back to this. Okay. But here already we have created the table type, and based on the table type, I'm going to create the internal table. Done. Now come back. Now I'm going to create the second include. Double click on this, create object, and here I can say for this. Save, enter. Now while activating, again I'm letting you know, your main program is inactive, your both includes are inactive. Okay, your both includes are inactive. First, let me create one of the subroutine. You will get the idea what I'm trying to say. So I can say perform get customer data, and then I can say perform display data. So double click on this get customer, create object, yes, and here I'm selecting this one, main program, sorry, F01, as we already decided. So this is a main program, and this include program ending with top, this we are creating to hold all your declaration part, maybe data object, structure, work area, internal table, and the selection screen. And this F01 is only for subroutine. Okay, so here we are saying select Kunnar, land 1, name 1, ORT01, PSTLZ, and the stars. From where? KNA1 into where? IT underscore KNA1. Where? Kunnar in S underscore Kunnar. So as a part of performance, after every select statement, please write the Saisabasi check. It is not mandatory, but good to have. And that if statement should not be empty. If you keep it empty, you will get the slin error. I have shown in the last session. You will get the slin error. And to avoid that slin error and to avoid this if statement to be empty, we will write some statement, and that statement always write the positive. So positive statement I can say sort. It doesn't mean that in the if statement you write the sort only. No, you can write any. If I want to go with the negative statement, what I would do? So instead of saying that equals to, I will go with not equals to. During the not equals to, what should I do? When you will get the not equals to, if your system fails to extract the data from KNA1 into internal table. So this is a negative way. So then I would say clear IT underscore KNA1 something. This is a negative approach. So don't go with the negative approach. So go with the positive. What if it is equals to 0? Then sort the data. And sorting the internal table is again a part of performance tuning. Sort the internal table before we use. If it is sorted, then it will start searching the data with the binary approach. And the binary is one of the fastest way to extract, means get the data. Done. Now we are going to display. Double click on this, create object, yes, select again F01, enter. Now to display the data, I'm using reuse ALV grid display. So mandatory parameters are callback program name, structure name. So your callback program name is what? REP. And your structure name is what? This one, KN1. And where is your data? What is the internal table name? IT underscore KN1. See, whatever the standard function model you're calling, that contains some exceptions also. Exceptions are nothing but error handling. So system has automatically, SAP has managed some error handling automatically with the help of exception. Please do not delete it. If when you delete, it will not hamper to your code, but please do not delete it. Just keep them open. Let it validate some standard also. Let the system validate. Again, this if statement is empty. Can you see? If Saisabasi, they have handled by using negative way, equals to not equals to 0. But it should not be empty. Now what message we will maintain? So I can say message error while generating the ALV list. I will go with type of message as E. You know, again, this is a part of your slin error. You should not do any hard coding. So maintain the text element. Go to text symbol. Now here I will maintain 001, something like this. See, if you are not providing the number, I'm entering simply like this. System will propose a number for you. Nothing to worry. Either you can go with your own number choice or system will propose for you. So I will go with text-001. Now I'm going to click on activate. Now your main program is also inactive. Your first include ending with top, even that is also inactive. Your F01 is also inactive. When I'm trying to click on activate, you will get the list of object which is inactive. You will get the list of objects which are inactive. So while activating, make sure that you are selecting all dependent program. Now let's assume what basically system will do. It will only select that program which is currently editing mode. Now currently you are editing this F01 program, right? And you are trying to activate this F01. So by default system will try to activate that F01 only. And if you are trying to activate this one, you will get the weird error. Not only this one, you will get some weird error. Why? Because in this F01 you have used some data object like s underscore Kunnar. He is saying that unknown. Do you think this is unknown? No, I have already declared. Where did you declare? Under the top. So make sure that even that top is also active. So currently that top is also inactive. So that's the reason while activating, make sure that you are selecting all. And how do you get to know that which one is my program, which one is someone belongs to someone? So I told you that try to take a 90% of same name. So you'll get to know that, oh, this is my program. Take a relevant name. Now see, there is no error. I have activated all together at the same time. Now if I click on execute, pass the customer number, again execute. This is your output list. Customer, now what is the CTY? It is a country. Just elaborate. Country, name one, city, postal code, and the street. Now what user is saying, I want the label for this. Now what we can do is go to top, double click on this. So this is my selection. Anything, input, go with the selection text and select these two. Created on, then customer and the sales document date. Now you are saying that I don't want this created on because actually this s underscore erdat we have created with reference to gv erdat, and that gv erdat has created with reference to the data element erdat. In that data element, whatever the label you have maintained, that label comes as a in your selection screen label. But user is asking, no, I don't want this label, I want a different label. But can you see this is non-editable, currently non-editable. If you want to make it editable, select this checkbox, click on enter again, so that it will becomes non-editable now. Now you can say that different name, order date. Save, activate, and come back. See, now if I provide the input, this is my output. Now we go with one extra step now. Now did you observe the output? You are getting the column heading as customer, and this is CTY. Now what is the meaning of city? Either city or country. City is already there, but now what is the meaning of this city? Now if you extend the width of this column, then you will get the proper label. You know, like when you go to the table level, of course, this column heading is coming from this structure. We have passed this structure in the function model, and because of that function model, this structure, you are getting the heading. Now for this field, this is the data element. If I go to the data element under the field label, can you see country, country, country? But system is taking this label because the default width of this column is 3. Country is always 3 character only. You know, country it will holding only 3 characters. So because of that 3 character, it is taking this length. But when I extend the length, it is getting the proper label. Okay. Now if I go back and come again it is showing the city. Similarly, if I go with the third field, name one, this is a data element. In that, this is a label. Can you see? This is just a name. Now can you see? This is a name one. Now user is having the concern with these 3 columns. Customer, CTY. Actually, this is a country and the name one. Now he's saying that, oh, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this. I want the proper column heading as customer number, country, and the customer name. Rest three columns are okay. City, postal, and the street. That is okay. But I'm not agreeing with this first three column. Now you are trying to convince him, no, Baba, it is already in the database level. Of course, I have taken this reference from the standard table only. This Kunnar, land one, name one, these are from the standard table only. In the standard table, whatever the field they have declared, whatever the data element have created, in the data element itself, the field label is same. But he is saying, see, what is a ABAP role? Whatever the standard things provided by the SAP it is suitable to your requirement, you can use them. If not, you can develop the own. He is saying that I, I I don't have to do with the SAP what they have provided, but I need like this. I need a proper label like customer number. I need a proper label called country. Now you're saying that if we extend this one, you'll get the country. But he's very lazy. He is saying that no, I don't want to extend. I want proper label country, and I need this proper label as customer name. Now what is this name one? Now you're saying that it's a customer name. How, like, what is the assumption? What is the base? Now you're saying that it is a customer report, so this is a customer name. No, he's not agree. He's saying that I want need a proper customer name. Now how to do? Here we have provided the, like, whatever the output we have generated. To generate the output, we have passed the structure name. Can you see? Now does it mean, are we going to edit this data element? In this data element, are we going to change the label? Now see, if you're trying to click on this, it will ask you the access key. If it will not allow you. But this is a bad idea. Because of your report, you cannot make any changes to the standard. Why? Maybe this field has been used in a different report, different areas. Your changes will be impact there also. So don't touch the standard one. Now what is the solution? While discussing with the ALV, we discuss something like, whenever you're working with the ALV report, there are some steps which you need to follow. Now I will come to this point. Steps to work with the ALV report. Very first is what? Maintain the ALV declaration. What is the next step? Maintain the field catalog internal table. Field catalog is nothing but what? Field heading. Whatever the ALV output list you are generating, or whatever the output list you are generating, if you want to do any customizing in the sense what? Now currently you are getting the output. Am I right? Currently you are getting the output. In the output, you do have some set of columns. But you are not okay with the column heading. You want to give some custom label, or there is some different scenario also. You can do many customizing here. You can do anything here. I will show you what kind of customizing you can do it here. Now what I wanted to do, rest three columns are okay, but first three columns I want to provide a different label. For a first column, I want the customer number. Second column, I need a country. Third column, I need a customer name. This is a customizing I want to do. Now, whatever the customizing you want to do in during the ALV case, you need to prepare the internal table for that. Field catalog internal table. Now, if you want to create the internal table, then we need the structure. You can ask me, in that structure, what field should be there? So you no need to create the structure. SAP has already provided the solution for that. So here I will go with the note. So these notes are very important. So very first, slice underscore field cat underscore ALV. It is a standard structure for standard structure. This is a structure name to create field catalog work area. It is a standard structure provided by SAP to create the field catalog work area. But here we are talking about the internal table. So does it mean Based on this structure, we are going to create the internal table. Yes, you can create it. Otherwise, SAP has provided the table type for this also. That is a part of slis underscore t underscore field cat underscore ALV. It is a table type. Of course, it is a standard provided by the SAP. Standard in the sense provided by SAP. It is a standard to create field catalog internal table. Now you can ask me why we are creating the work area internal table to two things. Only internal table is enough. Only work area is enough. See, you need to do the customizing for three column. Customer number, land one, and the name one. You want to do the customizing for three column. In the work area, how many data we can store? Only single row. But here we want to do it for the three different row. Then you need to define one by one in the work area. You need to collect in internal table, and this internal table we need to pass to the function model. Getting my point? Whatever the customizing you want to do, that customizing we can manage or maintain one by one or define one by one in the work area, and then we are going to collect them in an internal table, and that internal table we need to pass to the function model. Now in the function model, where I can pass, can you see here? Okay. Now, as I told you that slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV is a structure. Structure means where we can see the structure in SC11. Now, if I go here, of course, structure can be seen under the data type only. If I go with slis fieldcat underscore ALV, fieldcat underscore ALV. Now, if I click on create option, sorry, display option, what message I'm getting at the bottom? Slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV does not exist. Either system is wrong, either me or myself is wrong. But that is not the thing. You know, while working with the ALV, this is related to the field catalog we are discussing. Like we are supposed to come across with the different things in real time. Now, in the ALV case, what is our current scenario? We want the different field catalog, and for to prepare the different field catalog, we are using the structure called slis field catalog ALV and the table type called slis t field catalog ALV to create the work area and the internal table for the field catalog. Similarly, we need to work on a different concept within the ALV, and for that again SAP has provided the different structure. Now, what SAP has done during the ALV, whatever the things you are going to work as a custom part, maybe field catalog. In future, I told you that in ALV you can have the heading, subheading, and the logo. And to maintain the heading, subheading for the logo, again SAP has provided the different structure and the table type. So you need to maintain the heading, subheading one by one into the work area. Then you need to collect to the internal table. For that, again he has provided the different structure. Even after that, can you see here the event? Now for the event also we need to prepare the internal table in SAP while working with the ALV. This is only for the ALV. I told you that this is only for the ALV. Again, for that preparing the event work area internal table, SAP has provided the structure. Now what SAP has done for that ALV, whatever the customizing you wanted to do, for that whatever the structure and the table type he has provided, he has done the grouping of that, and that group we can call it as a type group. The third one is type group. You know where we can see the type group? Here. Can you see the type group? The fourth one. So type group, it is a collection of reusable data type. See, data type and the data types are different. Data types are different. What are the data types? Character, integer, floating point, packed decimal, string, X string. These are the part of your data types. Here I'm talking about data type. Data type is nothing but this one. I'm talking about this one, data type. Now with this help of data type, what we supposed to create? With the help of this data type, what we supposed to create? We can create data element, structure, and the table type. So nothing but data element, structure, and the table type. So type group, it is a collection of a reusable data type like data element, structure, table type, etc. Now SAP has provided the standard type group, and to declare the type group, to declare the type group, we use the syntax, or I can say to declare the type group, we use the syntax type hyphen pools. We use the syntax so here we can see the syntax type hyphen pools and the type group name. So SAP has provided many standard type group. You no need to create type group in real time. No, SAP has provided variety of type group. Now here, what type group we are using is SLIS, is a standard type group provided by the SAP. Provided by SAP. So SLIS is a standard type group provided by the SAP. It means if you want to see this structure called SLIS field catalog ALV and the table type called SLIS T field catalog ALV, we need to go with the type group called SLIS. In that you can see. Now see, I'm going with SLIS. Of course, it is starting with except Z or Y. It means it is a standard. Click on display. See, type hyphen pool SLIS. And now what we need to do? Now we are going to make use of the type group called SLIS, and from the type group we are using some set of structure, data element, table type to fulfill the requirement. And if you are declaring the using the type pools, then we need to declare it, and that type pool is SLIS. This is a part of ALV declaration. Type hyphen pools SLIS. This is the type group we are using. Now in that we are searching for SLIS underscore fieldcat underscore control F search field catalog ALV. Enter. Can you see? SLIS underscore fieldcat underscore ALV. We do have two type of structure, you know. Structure, it is a collection of reusable field at one place, and we do have two type of structure. What are those? One with the append and another with the include. Already we have discussed during the database table case. Now what is the use of include? If we want to add the structure into any custom table, we can say it as by using include. Similarly, if we want to add the structure in a standard table, we will go with the append. That is during the SE11 case. Similarly, during the SE38, you can add the structure to the internal table. You can add the structure into another structure. How? By using the keyword called include type. So using this include type during the SE38 case, we can add one structure into another structure, or we can add one structure into an internal table. During the SE11 case, we can add the structure to the custom table, we can add the structure to the standard table. During the SE38 case, by using the include type, we can add the structure to the another structure, we can add the structure to the table also. So here can you see, this is the main structure name, slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV. Structure is nothing but what? Collection of fields, collection of reusable fields. Now this structure is added with again two substructure. One with the name slis underscore fieldcat underscore main, another with slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV underscore spec. So don't confuse. Now, for example, if I take this one and if I go here, okay, right? Now, this is my main structure name. This is my main structure. In that, we do have two substructure. One with the slis underscore fieldcat underscore main, another with slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV underscore spec. Nothing but this one. Can you see? Slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV underscore spec. Now this slis underscore, the substructure called slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV underscore spec. In that we do have these fields. We do have these fields. Okay. Sorry. It is something different issue. Nothing to worry. Just I wanted to show you how it is working. So this is slis field catalog is main structure. Under that you do have two substructure. You have two substructure. And if I look at the fields, structure means collection of fields. Now in this structure, we do have these many fields. Can you see? In this structure, I do have these many fields. Something like key underscore cell, no underscore sum, sp underscore group, rep preparation, input, edit, hotspot, so on. Okay. Now similarly, if I go with this slis underscore fieldcat underscore main, now can you see? Slis underscore fieldcat underscore main. Again in that you do have two more sub, one with the slis underscore fieldcat underscore main 0 and the main one. Can you see? This is a main one ending with main one. This is a main one and this is for the main 0. Can you see? There are many. This all for the field catalog. Can you see? I will just copy this one. Just I wanted to show you how does it mean. Like this. This is main 0 and this is main 1. Like this. Now these are the total field from the all structure. Can you see? These are the total all fields from the structure called slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV. See, I told you that I want to do the customizing. What kind of customizing now what is your current requirement? I want the correct label. And to get the correct label, we are going to make use of this structure slis underscore fieldcat underscore ALV. Now in that you do have one of the parameter called cell text underscore L. With this you can give the your custom label slis cell text underscore L for long, cell text underscore M for medium, cell text underscore S for short. During the data element case also we are going to provide the short, medium, long and the heading same way. You can ask me how to use. Now what we do is, I will just delete this one. I don't require this one. Just I wanted to show you. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create the different work area in the internal table for that field catalog. W underscore fcat, W underscore F, the KN1, nothing but for the first list, type slice fieldcat underscore ALV. Similarly, IF I will take nothing but internal table for the field catalog, or TF we can take, internal table, or ITF we can take. Work area underscore or WAF, work area for field catalog for the KN1 list, internal table for the field catalog for the KN1 list, and this is a table type. So with the slice underscore fieldcat underscore ALV, we are going to create the work area. Why we are creating the work area? We are going to customize the fields one by one and collect them in an internal table. And that internal table we need to pass to the function module. Now, if you look at over here, see slice field catalog ALV. After that, can you see slice underscore T underscore fieldcat underscore ALV, which is created based on the structure. This is your table type. So based on the table type, internal table will be created, and based on the structure, work area will be created. Save, pretty printer. Now we will define the field catalog, and that you need to define before the display. So I can say perform field cat. Double click on this. Create object, yes. Select F01. Already we have created the work area WAF underscore KN1, and that is created based on the structure slice underscore fieldcat underscore ALV. What is user requirement? In the output list, I do have total 6 column, but I do have the issue with the first 3 column. And what are those column? Kunnar, land one, and the name one. Now you are going to do the customizing for those 3 column. Now system is asking you for which column you want to do the customizing. Can you see here? From that field cat, you do have the parameter or the field called field name. So you are going to say you are going to do the customizing for the field Kunnar. For which table this field belongs to, that is a part of tab name, nothing but the table name. Where this Kunnar is exist in your internal table IT underscore KN1. We do have that parameter. Can you see tab name? And what customizing you want to maintain for this field? Work area underscore F underscore KN1 hyphen cell text underscore. Either you can go with MLS. At least, while creating the data element, you must need to maintain the label. I told you that maintain all. At least you need to maintain one, but you can maintain all. So based on your expanding your column width, automatically that field label will be taken. So I will go with the short it as CUST underscore number, work area hyphen cell text underscore M is nothing but I can say customer number, and the long I will take it as, no need to maintain all, at least one you need to maintain. I will take it as customer number. So we have defined the customizing, we have maintained the label for Kunnar field in the work area, and that we need to append to internal table ITF underscore KN1. So you have maintained the customizing for first field. Similarly, user want for the second field also. Similarly, he want for third field also. Okay. Now I'm going to. So we have maintained the customizing for first field. in the work area after defining we have collected in internal table. Now similarly we are going to do it for the second field. That field is land 1. Belongs to the same internal table, but I want the label it as country, COUNTRY, country. And for that short, medium and long, I want to maintain same. Always keep in mind, if you are reusing the same data object, maybe work area, variable, internal table, try to refresh before or after use. See, I have maintained the customizing, or I have defined the label one by one for this first field. I have collected in internal table. Now same work area being used for the second field. So before use, you can just clear it. Okay. Otherwise, it will be an issue for you, right? So the same thing we are going to maintain it for third field. That is a part of name 1. That is a part of, I will go with this way, customer name. I was having the issue with only first 3 fields, customer, country, and the name. Rest 3 fields are okay. Does it mean for first 3 field I'm maintaining the customization in this internal table, and remaining 3 fields I will take it from the structure? It will not going to work. Either you need to pass the structure or a complete internal table. You cannot pass two things. You should not say that first 3 fields consider the field catalog from this internal table and remaining 3 fields take it from the structure. No, it will not work. Either completely a structure or completely a internal table. Does it mean I need to define the same thing for the remaining 3? Of course, yes. So what are the remaining 3 fields? Those are the part of ORT01. So I'm maintaining for all. That is a part of city. Okay. Now we are maintaining for next field, postal, PSTLZ. Keep in mind, this field name must be passed in capital letter only. The field name internal table must be in capital letter. Label you can pass in any format, but field name must be in capital. If you're trying to pass this field name in lowercase, you will get the dump. Then go with stars. The last field is STRAS, stars. That is a part of street. This is your postal. That's it. Save, pretty printer, activate. If I click on execute, if I pass the input, are we getting the different label? No, right? It is same. See, we just created it. We have not passed to the function model. And I will take the screenshot of this. You can just compare later point of time. Okay. See, simply creating the field catalog is not enough. If I go with this display, here we have passed the structure name. We need to comment this out. We no longer required. We need to go with this field catalog. Either pass the structure or field catalog. You cannot work with both. And what is the internal table name? ITFKNA1. Pretty printer, activate and execute. Can you see you are getting the different label now? You can just compare this with. So earlier it was getting only customer. Now it is getting as a customer space NO dot. Earlier you are getting only CTY. Now you are getting the proper country. Earlier you are getting the name one, now you are getting the proper customer dot name dot. Then city is okay, postal code is okay, street is also okay. But can you see, earlier we were not getting the leading zero, now this time getting the leading zero. And we do have the proper spacing earlier. Can you see? Country name one, you do have the proper spacing earlier. Now that spacing is gone. Now how to achieve this one? See, I don't want this leading zero. First thing is what? I don't want leading zero. Second thing is what? I want this proper spacing between this customer name, city, postal, and the street. How to get this one? You know, I told that you can do the customizing. Customizing is not one or two part. You can do many things. Now you want that, you don't want that leading zero. Can you see there is a option for L0 and the no zero. L0 means it will add the leading zero for that field. If you don't want the leading zero, then you need to go with the no zero. It will write off the zero. Now what you need to do, whatever the field catalog you have defined, if you go with the maintain field catalog, now for this Kunnar field, I don't want the leading zero. Then you can go with hyphen no zero is equals to X. Right? Next, what I want the proper width between the customer name, city, and the street. And to get the proper width, you need to pass this parameter, output lane. Within that field catalog, slice field catalog, we need to use this output lane. Can you see output lane? It will extend the column width. Now what I will do, I will take work area, output lane equals to 50. You can take anything randomly. Now land one is okay. I am going with the country. For country, I'm taking 35 because customer number is a 35 character. Next comes with ORT01. I will take a 25 character. Now you ask me why we're taking this random number. Now if I go to the structure, or you can go with the KN1 table. Customer number is a 10 character, but I have taken the 15. Customer name is 35 character. So that's the reason I have provided the output lane as a 35 character. Can you see? Width up to 35 character. With this output lane, it will decide the width of your column. And similarly, ORT01, it is again 35. So I will take a 35. Can you see here? 35. And similarly, postal code is okay. Nothing to worry. It is a 10 character. I have already taken the 10. And the strat is also 35 character. So we will take the 35 character for the stras also. Now activate and run. Now can you compare these two? Now are these looking same? Earlier it was only customer, now it is getting the customer. Earlier you don't have that MS spaces, now this time we do have the NS space, we are getting the country. Earlier it was only name one, now we are getting the customer name. The rest three are earlier also okay, now is also okay. This is how we can do the customizing based on the end user requirement. If it is a structure, in the structure, if you're referring to the standard data element, in that data element, whatever the label you have defined, that will get as it is. If you are going with the, like, suppose user want the different label, then you can define or you can create the internal table based on the customizing the requirement. You can maintain one by one in a work area, collect in internal table, and that internal table you need to pass to the function module of that ALV. So that structure and the internal table cannot go in parallel, either structure or internal table.